Hello, I'm Sarah Thompson Copsey, and on behalf of Legal Futures, I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, Minimising Lease Obligations 1. In today's session, we're going to be looking at exercising break options as a way of minimising lease obligations, and we're also going to be looking at things to think about concerning surrendering a lease. There will be a second session, Minimising Lease Obligations 2, which will come next month, and in that session we'll be looking at minimising lease obligations by either assigning or perhaps subletting or sharing possession or occupation of the premises. We'll also be looking at minimising lease obligations by looking at whether and to what extent you can change the use under a lease and whether that requires consent from the landlord, and whether you, as part and parcel of that, will need to consent to carry out alterations. So all of those are ways in which lease obligations can be minimised by either ending the lease or by utilising the premises in a different way. So today we're going to be looking at breaking and surrendering. So we're going to be looking, and we'll spend most of our time today looking at breaking the lease. Who can break the lease? When the lease can be broken? We'll be looking at notices, how to draft them, what to do if they go wrong. How should you, in today's world particularly, think about serving the notice? And I say particularly because, of course, a lot of notices will be served. One would think to serve them on a business address. Is there actually anybody at the business address who can take service of that notice? How are you going to prove that the notice has actually been served on the right persons? Normally that'll be the landlord, but of course there are cases where you have to serve the landlord and a third party. And then we'll look at how you can be sure you can comply with conditions. Not all break clauses are conditional, but many are. And if you have a conditional break clause, what is it you should be saying to your tenant? What is it you should be saying that the tenant needs to think about in terms of compliance?